Your house, your home. Yeah. So anyway, that is food for thought for those of us who, say, I'm healthy, I'm young, I have my immune system pumped up, I'm going to go ahead and go to the gym. Of course, you can't now in LA because they're closed, restaurants closed except for takeout and delivery. Libraries closed, most schools, all of LA schools, and 90% of the schools in the state of California now. Millions and millions of kids. So, what's on your mind? How are you coping? John Rogers sent out a hilarious tweet on yesterday talking about how teachers should be paid billions of dollars a day, a year, or an hour. And she came to that conclusion after homeschooling her two kids for about, she said, a couple hours. She said, been homeschooling a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old for 1 hour and 11 minutes. Teachers deserve to make $1 billion a year or a week. She's got 445,000 likes. And I get it. I don't have a little kid anymore, but just having, the teenager here, and how do you make sure they stay on point? And I think we do. I think we have to become the teacher, the hall monitor, the principal. If you can, of course, if you have to work, you've got to do the best you can. I was happy to hear that the one child that they said had the coronavirus turned out to be a false positive. So what that means is no children that we know of in the world, no children, nobody 9 years old or under has gotten this. And they don't know why. It's good news though. But of course those kids can carry it. So, that's why you have to be careful. You don't want to have the kid go to school and then come home to grandma or auntie or even an older teacher. And infect that person, and then that person, gets very sick. Because this is mostly, you know, it's more scary for people over 65, right? And those with compromised immune system. So we're drinking our water, we're getting our sleep. Everyone's running for toilet paper. They should be running for orange.
This is Dr. Dan Lee.
Vitamin C and meditation and fresh air. You can go in your backyard. You can still go, to the beach. You can go to the park. I had a friend tell me mournfully, this is the last time we can eat out at restaurants. Well, yeah, maybe for, a couple weeks, maybe a few months even. But go get some takeout and sit in the park. Go get some takeout. Drive down the coast in Malibu. Sit on the beach. 6 feet away from each other. And share loving text messages. We got to be creative and patient and kind to each other. All this going into a frenzy over toilet paper, we're better than that. We really are. And I've got some great stories for you of people doing really generous, kind, wonderful, loving things that are not making the news. All they like to do is show us empty shelves. Go to a different store. Shop different hours. Wait till their shipment comes. Find out when their shipment is coming in. We do not have a food shortage. I love that many stores are now creating special hours for seniors to shop. Some of the stores are changing their hours. They're limiting the times that they're open because people are acting a fool and trying to buy everything in there. I understand that, And while you're waiting, plant some seeds in a pot or in your garden. Grow some food. Make your own chicken soup. Make your own hand sanitizer or use soap and water. Turn on the faucet and get you a filter. Let's be creative. Let's think of ways to enjoy ourselves and each other. We're going to have to because this might be a long haul. Let's go to Fixico calling us from Los Angeles. Good morning, Fixico.
Greetings, Madam President Dominique DiPrima, King Stevie Wonder, and the Royal Front Page family. The United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues has been canceled, has been postponed, was canceled my trip, and my mission now is to seek cultural alliances with other mainland Maroons and Caucus Maroon bands of the Oklahoma Seminoles. The groundwork was laid by me for a cultural alliance with the Okanisi and the Yucca Maroons of Suriname in South America in 2015. Concerning the coronavirus situation, I'm at risk being a senior with respiratory and cardiac pre-existing conditions. I wonder, can Trump's wall be used for testing or only exist as a fake Berlin Wall used to keep us in? America is the world's most powerful country militarily and economically, but we are 15th in public health, and our life expectancy is lower than many other countries. Consumerism is the new form of slavery. My question, will we ever elect someone who makes us number one in public health and builds our economy around exporting health products, Dominique?
I don't know. I know for sure it won't happen this election because it does seem like it's going to be Biden versus that guy. Biden versus he who shall not be named.
Well, we gotta pray. That's all I can say.
I mean, we do have some great local officials. You know, we really are blessed. I mean, our Congress people and a lot of our politicians, this is showing us why our vote is important. You know, the fact that the mayor has already announced a moratorium on eviction, so you can't get evicted if you live in LA right now. The fact that, you know, our elected officials in the city council are going to vote today on packages to help small businesses and wage workers who have lost their source of income. That's the result of having progressive Democrats that we have elected that sit in those seats. The fact that, you know, our governor is moving to find ways to help small businesses as well. You know, yeah, the president says he's going to do something, and they passed a measure through the House, and now it can't go to the Senate because they're back to negotiating with the president's conservative, you know, inconsiderate, don't care about anything but the stock market administration.
Well, Dominique, with words of wisdom like that, you're always so sincere about it. Maybe I should write you in for president in the election.
I love the concept, but I want you to vote for Biden if he's the nominee, because he's going to need every vote he can get to beat the cheater. You know, when you go up against the cheater, you have to, you know, bring the big guns. And I mean that metaphorically.
Okay, Dominique, I'll take your advice. Thanks for
All right,
the
thank you,
wisdom.
Mr. Coe. Appreciate you. Congrats on all your work. We're going to Jeanette from Inglewood. Hotep Jumbo, buenos dias.
Good morning, Dominique. Thank you so much for
Why are you sleepy, girl? It's already 4:49.
You know what? I'm not sleepy, but I don't know what's happening with my voice. I did take my water and everything this morning because I try to be, you know, ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so first I want to say I've been in agreement with you on everything that you've been saying about this coronavirus since the beginning. So you and I are in agreement on that. But today I just want to talk a little bit about words and how they are affecting people, because over the weekend I talked to more people than I usually do. And most of the conversation, of course, was about the coronavirus. And all of them used words like isolated, they were quarantined, felt like they was in jail, and they were sad, especially because the church was canceled. And but most important of all, they felt lonely, which of course is what those words really mean. But after I listened to them, you know, talking and telling me how they felt and everything, I just told them what I believe God had told me. And that was this: at least this pandemic did not affect our lights, our gas, water, and our phone. And for that, I am truly grateful. And then all of them said when I told them that, you know what, you're right, and I'm grateful too. So that's all I wanted to say today.
Well, I appreciate it, Jen. I think it's also about us being exactly what you said, grateful for whatever's going right, being present in the moment. Right now, like Dr. Gloria Morrow said on Saturday, right now I'm not sick. Right now I have plenty of food. Right now I got toilet paper in my bathroom. So yeah, I think that's point taken. We're gonna go to Fred from the Crenshaw district. Jumbo Fred.
Good morning, Dominic. How are you doing this morning?
Less than highly favored.
Okay, I was watching the debate this Sunday between Joe Biden and Sanders, and it seemed like Joe Biden has the edge, especially when he said that if elected, he'd like to have a woman candidate. And I have a feeling that he's thinking about having
Kamala Harris joined his team. Even though we have a few more months to go, all of us must come face family. Gotta make sure we vote Democrat. Whether you go with Joe Biden or Sanders, I don't want to see us get Donald Trump up there from the 4 years. It's just a big mess, just like coronavirus. It looks like he was trying to make light of it, but this is very simple. The schools are out, the stores have changed the hours. Some around us now open from 8 o'clock until it used to be 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 at night. And one last thing about the DH race, Jackie Lacey did not do as well as she thought. She's going to face the runoff, and there's a very good chance that Joe Kemp's going to get her seat come November 3rd. So keep doing what you're doing and take care, and God bless.
All right, take care and God bless to you as well. Yeah, it does look like Lacey will face the runoff. The count is not certified and it's not final yet, so I guess we could say she could still bounce back. But usually, as I said before on this show, these things go in trends, right? So if you're trending lower and lower in the number of votes you got percentage-wise, then the chances are that's the direction it's going. Right now, she's under 50%, 49 point something, which means she will face a runoff unless she suddenly miraculously bounces back. And, as Martin Ludlow said when he was on this show, she could very well ask for a recount. So we might not know the final tally until, who knows, June, July at this point. So yeah, call me now, 520-KJLH, 520-5554. You can call about your experiences with the coronavirus. You can call about the elections. You can call about something you've read, a question you have. We've had a lot of people asking questions, and we try to get people in here to answer them for you. We are going to continue having doctors, and also I want to get some holistic folks on. I had some holistic folks scheduled for Saturday, but they didn't make it. So we will continue to show you lots of different angles on this. And I think what Janet said about loneliness, that's real, so maybe we need to teach the seniors among us that don't know how to use FaceTime. And, stay on the phone, stay on the internet, be creative. If you want to see someone, go see them on the beach or in the park where you can stay 6 feet apart and still, have a conversation. Have an air kiss. Let's go to Gina from LA. Good morning, Gina.
Good morning, and good morning to from Pete. When they started talking about this virus, it was, oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. And I remember I listened to Channel 7 News, and I listened to the health commentator that's there on the news. And I remember her, like really vividly adamant about not wearing a mask, and we can get it. And a lot of times when you hear stuff, you can hear the truth, and then you can hear when someone is telling you the right thing to do. I felt that she was telling us the wrong thing to do when she said, oh, turn in your mask, you don't need to wear a mask and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, how are people catching this disease when they never went to China and it's coming over here and they can tell that there's going to be millions of other people, it's going to escalate where we all get this virus. And I'm going, okay, wow, what's going on? So really, don't touch this. And now it's like stay 6 feet away from people. But really, when they were talking about that mask, I was like, you need a mask. And now they're saying it's probably airborne. Okay.
Yeah, but
why is it that?
But Gina, hold on a second. Don't worry, I'll let you finish your point.
Sure.
But I forget if I don't interject, just like in real life conversation. This is real life, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. So I think that we should. Obviously, you're right in terms of the fact you're watching healthcare workers. They're wearing masks, so that makes everybody want to wear a mask. And they're not just wearing a mask to keep them from infecting others, which is what we're told. But at the same time, Dr. Noel made a point, a really good point. If you're wearing that mask and you ever touch the mask after touching something dirty, the mask is doing more harm than good. And so most people would be better off without a mask, just away from contaminants. Right?
Okay.
That concept, like you touch a doorknob, then you touch a mask. Now you're holding those germs up to your nose and mouth with the mask.
Right. Yes, and I do understand there's lots of people that they never pay attention, or not lots of people, some people, they don't pay attention to them touching their face or their eyes or hands or where they last touch something and then they touch their body. Not everybody is, in tune to that. But see, I am, and I do pay attention because when I wash my hands, I don't want to touch my face because a lot of people have touched this and touched that. One thing that I don't understand is that how is it that president can stand by somebody and be in the presence of somebody that does have the virus, and then Idris Elba is in the presence of somebody that has it and he catches it. What's the difference there? I don't
Let
know.
me tell you two things in my theory, Gina. Number one, the president claims he got tested, and his phony doctor says he tested negative. But the timeline, if you look at that, is very sus. First of all, the president says, I'm thinking about it, I might get tested. I don't really need to get tested. Then the White House doctor releases a letter saying the president doesn't need to get tested. Then the next day they say the president did get tested. At the same time that the doctor was releasing the letter saying that the president didn't need to get tested, the president would have had to be actually being tested at that same time. Plus, it's very suspect. Honestly, I don't even believe he got a test. I think he lies so much that somebody just said, I tested negative. And if he comes up with the doggone coronavirus and turned out, that he lied about it, it's going to be obvious at a certain point.
Well, you know something now?
Laugh, but
This is what I think. I think if he did get tested, we'll never know that he has it because he's going to make sure it's like a HUD testing. And lastly,
so
regarding
he'll
the
disinfect
situation,
everybody he comes into contact with.
hey,
You know what, Gina? The president is the virus. That's the real story.
oh my God. Well, thank you for that. And my last comment regarding it is that I still think it's safe to wear a mask because there's still some people out there, and I travel by bus a lot.
Mm.
They know to sit, be 6 feet away. I'm pretty sure they hear in the news. They're not doing it. They're like sitting closer. And I had to tell a guy the other day, I said, can you get over, like, scoot over a little bit more, please?
Yeah, well,
No.
I mean, you got to do what makes you feel safe.
Yeah, thank you.
It's hard to stay 6 feet away from somebody when you're on mass transit. It's hard in grocery store lines. I mean, I was in line at Walgreens the other day, and the lady's like, "Are you in line? Well, why are you back so far? Like, what planet do you live on? We're supposed to stay 6 feet away from each other. We can have a line and have long spaces." I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to get it, but I don't want to give it to somebody. What if I'm a healthy carrier? What if I'm a healthy person because I work out a lot and I eat really healthy and I drink lots of water and do the only thing I don't do is get enough sleep. Yeah, you got to get enough sleep. I mean, I think the hydration thing is very underplayed, and to your point about us not getting the messages in the media about taking care of ourselves and boosting our immune system. Other than everybody's buying up elderberry everything you can't find anywhere, echinacea, things like that. Well, that's good. Good for you. Take it and do whatever makes you feel better. Do whatever, except for things that destroy you, like smoking crack, because that's not really good for your immune system. But if elderberry makes you feel better, fine. If you want a mask, wear it. Just don't allow your mind to slip into a negative place. It's Radio Free 102.3 KJLH, Compton, Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Inglewood. We are live from the KJLH 1-800 The Walk To studio. Our number 520-KJLH, 520-5554. Love to hear from you. And, try to stay as current as we can on all of the information that is coming out. Somebody did ask, a caller that couldn't stay on with us, needing to stay 6 feet away from each other, how does this affect mass transit? Well, obviously it means you're going to try to avoid it, or try to ride at times when it's not as full, which isn't always possible, right? Get a bicycle would be my advice if that's practical for you. But of course, if you're commuting 50 miles, maybe that's not realistic for you. They are disinfecting mass transit more than they normally do. But now that they're saying it's airborne, how does that come into play? It means stay home as much as you can, and that's the message. That's why they're shutting down restaurants. Restaurants are shut down as of today. Bars, nightclubs, libraries, most schools, they're all closed. Really, if you're going to work, that's a reason to go out, unless you can work from home, which many employees are accommodating that. And other than that, you go out to go get your food supplies for the house. That's it. I love in Spain, they're on a total nationwide lockdown. They can't go to the movies. Our movie theaters are closed too. Theme parks, they can't go to libraries. Their schools are closed. Restaurants are closed. Cafes are closed, which is amazing and unusual for Spain. You can go out to get food, and their hair salons, they're still open. I love that. They have their priorities straight. You can't go to school, but you can still get your hair did. I'm mad at that. Are you guys still going to the nail salon? Are you going to the hairdresser? Are you like the mayor of New York, still trying to go to the gym? Well, it would be hard since the gyms are closed down. People are buying these gyms. And these are things that expose right the gap between rich and poor. You've got rich people panicking and buying these bunkers, underground bunkers with air filtration systems and home gyms. All of this stuff that you can afford if you have it like that. Oh, let's go to Morris from Long Beach.
Yes, and they get to speak early. I just wanted to say that this is the hour right now where we all need to repent. God has shut down the world economy. Only God could do that. No war could do that. We're going to have to start loving each other and get rid of some of these ethnocentric opinions and ideas that we have. We all belong to the Lord. We should remember that. This is the moment to repent. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
All righty. So we're going with apocalypse then. Okay.
Yeah, man moves.
Like I said, maybe it's always the time to repent. I mean, there's certainly nothing wrong with loving each other and being more godly in all things. I'm not going to argue with that one. What I will argue with is doom and gloom, though. I mean, 98, 99, probably even a higher percentage than that of people who get the coronavirus will be just fine. They will be sick for a couple of weeks, and then they'll go on about their life. Like if you had the flu, or the chicken pox, or so many of these other things. Most people. And the reason I say probably even more is because the testing is so low that we don't know what our pool is, so our percentages look higher, right? If you tested more people, and the people that are really sick are always going to get tested because they're going to be obvious. So actually the percentages are probably much lower than they appear in that sense. So most people who get this, it's going to be gross, it's going to be awful, they'll probably give it to other people, you'll have a dry cough, a fever, maybe some stomach upset, headache, and then you're going to be better, and you're going to be okay. You're going to drink your tea, you're going to take your vitamins, you're going to, do your herbs, you're going to rest, you eat fresh fruits and vegetables and lots of fluids, all the things we're supposed to do anyway. And then you're going to be better. That's what's going to happen to most people. And then there's a whole group of people that will have it and not even know they have it. Like Idris Elba. He said he doesn't have any symptoms. And what made him get tested, I don't know. But he has tested positive, but he has no symptoms. That's what's going to happen to most people. The reason this is a crisis is because older people can die from it easily. We need to protect the elderly and the people who have asthma and other kinds of chronic diabetes, chronic diseases. That's what it is. This too will pass. It's not the apocalypse. Sorry, folks. I don't know I know we are ingesting a lot of media and a lot of social media. We still have to be grounded in our own understanding and intuition about what is going on here. We've got Rosie Milligan back on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. First, I want to just mention, Dominique, to everybody listening, that we did have to postpone Black Writers on Tour.
Oh,
But you know what's interesting? We're having writers who are volunteering to donate books so we can give to children and adults who are home. This gives them something to diversify. They can get into reading, and that's a good thing since we were promoting literacy. But I think one of the things that we can do as a community is we can look around our community. We have parents who are working, and we know that small children are home. We can really, knock on their door and say, I'll check on them twice a day if you're home. Because it's very scary for parents having to leave their children at home. We can do that. We can see if there's any elders in our community that we can, try to get groceries for or give them some of what we have in our house. And one thing I think is real critical when we look at benefits that will be coming from this, we're trying to help employees, trying to help employers. Because of the literacy factor in our community, we are having pulling together writers who will be willing to help people get through the maze of filling out paperwork. Because that's what happens in our community. We miss a lot of things that come down because we're afraid to fill out the application. We don't know what to do. But we really need to stand in the gap for people who are really not literate enough to get through the maze of trying to get the benefits that will come down to them if they're unemployed, if their business is suffering a loss, if they're having challenges with landlords. So there's something we get busy, focus on what we can do. We won't worry so much about catching this, and just get your house in order. If you're really scared, get your house in order. So this is what we can do, Dominique.
yeah. Thank you for bringing more common sense and also reminding us that we do help each other. That's how we roll.
Yes.
Okay, church is closed, so do your own ministry. Help somebody with something. Share
I'm
some
sure
toilet
there's
paper.
somebody
Share
on
some
everybody's
Bible.
block that they can help. So just make yourself to do that. And those who got books that sitting around the house, they not gonna read anymore. Because I got rid of a whole lot of books. I said, how many times I'm gonna read this book? When somebody else could be enjoying it, they could drop it off at our bookstore at Class of One. We have a rack out there we'll be giving it to people. I think this is a good chance for people when they're in the house. Everybody don't want to just watch TV. I think they'll read, especially if you give children books. They can read those books to the children.
I love that. I love that. And I love the generosity behind it too. Thank you so much, Rosie Milligan, for sharing that. A lot of people are stepping up. People are, first of all, we've got a moratorium on evictions. You're not going to get kicked out right now. They're working with banks on, that's part of what we're talking about Tuesday, helping people to have, protection if they're behind on their mortgages. You have Comcast who said now that they're going to make a hotspot available for free for anyone who needs it. And we'll see more and more of that as time goes on. I really do believe. And when we feel scared and we're panicked and we feel that we need 500 pounds of toilet paper all over our house, I think the question we need to ask ourselves is why? What are we scared of? What are we facing now that we haven't already faced and overcome in the past? What is that? What is it? Are we having a collective experience of panic? We had a caller who says he's a bus operator and they're exposed to all kinds of people and not protected. What can we do to protect ourselves as a bus operator? That, that's scary. That's a scary job. It's just like I said the other day, the package deliverers, the people that deliver your food and your packages to your door because you don't want to go out and be among the germs. Those people are heroes. And they are. Being a bus driver right now is almost like being a nurse, a doctor. It's front lines. I think, you've got to make sure you get enough sleep. You've got to really take vitamin C. You've got to make sure you're eating fruits and vegetables. You've got to drink a lot of water. Dr. Noel Reed was explaining how when you're dehydrated, your mucous membranes become dry, and it's easier for a virus to penetrate that. Scary and creepy, but hey, and then I mean, maybe you do want to wear a mask. If you touch your face at all, it's probably not a good idea. But if you can figure out how to not touch your face, it might make sense as a bus driver specifically to to wear a mask. Um, it's I don't know what to tell you. If you're older, meaning over 65, and you've had any kind of chronic illness, you might want to contact your employer and see about, changing your status as a bus driver. I don't know if they'll work with you on that, but certainly the police department now, the LAPD is talking about, they're going to move all of the cops off the desks and onto the streets where it's safer. That sounds crazy. That's
right.
Coronavirus reality, which is that rather than breathing each other's germs, they'd rather have them out, breathing the fresh air. So don't break any laws, because there's going to be cops everywhere. 5:12 in the morning. Let's take a look at this 24-hour news cycle.
And now, headlines for higher minds of Front Page News Brief with Dominique DiPrima.
It's the 17th of March, 2020. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Okay, I don't know if you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but how do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day with no bars open? Well, I'm pretty sure people are getting creative. Coronavirus fears leading to an historic drop in U.S. stocks, shut borders, and disrupted daily life around the world as governments took increasingly drastic measures to try to reduce the severity of the global outbreak. Financial markets had their worst day in 30 years despite emergency action by global central banks to try to prevent a recession, with U.S. stock markets falling 12 to 13%, wiping out trillions of dollars in market value. Just a month ago, financial markets were reaching record highs on the assumption that the outbreak would be contained in China. Canada, Chile, and other countries closing their borders to visitors. Peru deploying mass military personnel to block major roads. Well, Ireland launched a campaign to recruit more healthcare workers. Airlines slashing flights, shedding jobs, and asking governments for billions of dollars in loans and grants. In contrast to much of the world, Mexico and Brazil still held large political rallies, and the United Kingdom keeping its schools open. That's in today's Huffington Post. Former Florida Mayor Andrew Gillum said he would withdraw from public life, closing a chapter in his career that took him from the peak of Florida power, to a Miami Beach hotel room where he was found inebriated with a man who was suspected of overdosing on crystal meth. The former Tallahassee mayor said, "This has been a wake-up call for me." He said, "Since my race for governor ended, I fell into depression that has led to alcohol abuse. I witnessed my father suffer from alcoholism, and I know the damaging effects." He says he's stepping down from all public-facing roles for the foreseeable future. That's in Politico.com. I didn't get a chance to report on this story because of the coronavirus leading the news, but last month, Good Times actress Janae Dubois passed away in her sleep at the age of 74. Now her death certificate is revealing that her biological father was legendary jazz musician Cab Calloway. According to the document obtained by TMZ, Calloway is listed as the star's secret parent. He passed away in 1994. And Santa Monica is paying $42.6 million to settle child abuse cases against a former police volunteer. For decades, Eric Uller served as the Santa Monica Police Department's technology wizard, and he was an ever-present volunteer in the Police Activities League, starting in the 80s, helping young boys in the predominantly Latino Pico area. He would give them rides in his unlocked car. It turns out he has been abusing them for decades. The number is in the dozens, and now the city is settling with those victims. Santa Monica and Malibu public schools are now shut down, temporarily shut down as well, after possible exposure there to coronavirus. 90% of children in the state of California now affected by school closures with San Diego and Long Beach closing their doors. City of Long Beach schools are offering free breakfast and lunch to all children this week. For the first week of the shutdown, they will figure out what to do from there after that. And it doesn't matter what school you go to, you can come to most any Long Beach campus, and you will be able to receive a breakfast or lunch if you are a student. South Coast Plaza is closing for 2 weeks. A spokesman says a store employee tested positive for the novel coronavirus. It says that's not the reason for the center's closure. They've elected to temporarily close because of the pandemic. They understand that closures of public gathering places are important for a chance to meaningfully stem the pandemic. They say that's the reason why they took that action. All LA County court proceedings will be suspended for several days as concerns about the spread of the virus continue to mount. The court officials announced that Monday the nation's largest court system will go dark from today to March 19th. According to a statement issued by proceeding judge Kevin Brazil, court will reopen Friday for the limited purpose of hearing or handling essential or emergency matters. That's in the LA Times. And many stores are limiting their hours in response to widespread panic buying and hoarding. Grocery stores closing their doors early to allow employees to focus on cleaning and restocking empty shelves. Many just have limited hours, and some are now designating certain hours for senior citizens only to shop. So you might want to check ahead of time and find out the new hours of your favorite grocery store. In sports, well, you know, all the games are canceled at this point. You might want to play a game of chess at home, or maybe do some sit-ups, push-ups, a little yoga. Those of you who get Prime Video, I would suggest if you're a Prime Amazon Prime member, they have lots of free yoga classes offered on Prime Video. You can simply click on that video and have yourself a nice little workout at home. Chilly today, highs in the upper 50s, right now 45 degrees in the city of Inglewood. Our Swahili word of the day, well, we've said it before, but maybe if we keep saying it over and over again, we'll remember these words. Habari, it means information or news. I'm Dominique DiPrima for Radio Free 102.3 KJLH and KJLHradio.com.
It's Hot Topic Tuesday on the front page. Call now and bring the heat. Call 520-KJLH.
The fire.
Hey, this is Gary Curtis of 360 Remodeling. Does your home need a new cool roof, exterior coating, which is much better than paint, new energy efficient windows, patio doors, kitchens, bathrooms? There's great news. We do it all. 360 Remodeling is now offering special promotions exclusively for KJLH listeners. Call 877-360-REMO. We offer many types of financing, including low, fixed rates, zero interest programs, and in some cases, no payments for up to 30 years. Combined with our neighborhood discount programs, we make it easy to qualify, save money, and ensure the job gets done right. We offer permanent solutions with lifetime warranties. Call 877-360-REMO. Call now to schedule a free in-home visit from one of our home remodeling experts. When you call, mention KJLH. We'll take great care of you. That number again is 877-360-7366. Or find us at 360remodeling.com. Proudly serving KJLH listeners for over a decade. I'm Gary Curtis at 360 Remodeling. Simply the best. Forget the rest.
Announcing a giant used car sale in Worthington Ford with over 600 vehicles on sale and everyone is under warranty. Plus get a 10-day trial exchange included with your purchase. Pick a car, pick a truck, drive it 10 days and make sure you like it. Choose from the largest selection in town. Find the car you love and drive it home with just $95 down. That's right, pick any car on the lot, new or used, and $95 down is all it takes. Worthington Ford works with hundreds of lenders, including their own finance company, to get you financed. They own the bank, so they can finance anyone they want to. With over 600 vehicles on sale and everyone is under warranty. Plus get a 10-day trial exchange included with your purchase. Pick a car, pick a truck, drive it 10 days and make sure you like it. This is a giant used car sale going on now at Worthington Ford in Long Beach. Huge selection, huge savings, right off the 405 freeway, Bellflower Boulevard in Long Beach. And they're open until midnight.
know that cars and trucks are the largest source of pollution in LA County? Exposure to elevated levels of vehicle pollution can contribute to asthma, heart disease, and other health problems. You can help make a difference. Improve public health and the environment by ride sharing. Ride sharing is using any form of transportation other than driving alone. This includes walking, bicycling, public transit, light rail, carpools, and van pools. Ride sharing saves money, saves time, and ride sharing saves lives.
Rideshare, because we care. For more information, visit rideshare.lacounty.gov. That's rideshare.lacounty.gov.
After Dad passed, we called Grace Memorial Chapel and Funeral Home, and the entire staff made the process stress-free. Their prices were great, they paid attention to details, and they were attentive to us during services. It was the little things they did for our family that made the difference for us.
I was very impressed with the services at Grace Memorial Chapel and Funeral Home. My mother looked beyond beautiful, very natural, as if she was sleeping. I cannot thank Grace enough for their extraordinary service from beginning to end. During a hard time like this, I am glad we chose Grace to take care of our family.
We would like to thank all of our families for allowing us to serve them. Here at Grace Memorial, we are prepared to provide professional services for all of your mortuary and funeral needs. Grace Memorial Chapel and Funeral Home is located at 3443 West Manchester Boulevard in Inglewood, California. We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by calling 323-752-2028. 323-752-2028. We are the people of Grace, and Grace is available to everyone.
If you've been injured in a car accident, you probably have a lot of questions. Who will pay my medical bills? What about my lost wages? Will I receive compensation? Do I need a lawyer? Call the Barnes firm now to get the answers and the help you need. 800-8-million. If you've been injured, call the Barnes firm now.
Fifth Street, Los Angeles, field spokesperson, Attorney John Sheehan, responsible for the sound.
Stay alert, stay complete, stay aware, stay ready, stay together, stay black, stay brown, stay united, stay conscious. When the opportunity comes to stand, stay woke. Bring your ideas to the kitchen table. It's the front page with Dominique DiPrima on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
KJLH. Oh my gosh, I'm trapped in the studio with two crazy people. It's all right, crazy's not contagious. Thank you, Dorian and Aaron. Hey, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. That's one of the good things to do is talk to people, have some fellowship. We are you. We are here for you. KJLH not shutting down. You can call us during the front page, Monday through Friday. We open up our phone lines. You can call us anytime. Baby Mom would like to hear from you. She'll give you a birthday shout out. Mom McHugh would like to hear from you. He might clown you, but he'd like to hear from you. Kevin Nash would like to hear from you. He'll give you that spiritual massage. We are here. We're here. Some things won't change. And look, call a friend, call yourself, talk to yourself, do some meditation, do some yoga, read a book, clean out the closet, all the projects around the house that you've been putting off because you were busy. Now's the time. All right, we're going to go to Queen from Inglewood. Good morning, Queen.
Good morning, Dominique.
Can barely hear you, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Good morning, Dominique. I was calling to one of the myths that I've been hearing that Black people don't get the coronavirus. I had a dear friend who his cousin passed away from the coronavirus in Louisiana this past Thursday, and he is not going to the funeral because he doesn't want to bring it back here. So I just want to let people know it's really real, and because some of the other relatives that are out there has it as well. So all that talking about Black people can't get it, people need to really stop it. Anybody can get it.
Well, I think, we were just hoping that we would get a break on something. They're always like, most diabetes, most this, most that. I was like, wouldn't it be great if we just couldn't get it? And it kind of looked that way, but no, of course, the Utah Jazz.
And they're just 62 years old. I'm not sure if they were sick already, but it's a 62-year-old person, that got it, but they're black. And I'm also, and I also was down to hairstylist as well. And I've been extremely hygienic and sanitary, etc. before the coronavirus. And I always tell people not to come to me sick. I was like that before the coronavirus. And I also have a private suite. I'm up the street from you guys.
Okay.
And
So you're still open for business?
yeah, limited.
Limited business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, handle that. I mean, we've got to pay our bills and we have to be safe. So it's all about modifying things, right? I was just, we were just talking about that off the air. You know, a lot of the barbershops and stuff are closed, but maybe your barber will come to you, or maybe you can work something out, or, you know, you can find a way to be safe.
And I'm always guest. And I've had people who were responsible cancel their appointments because they were sick. And I'm like, thank you. They don't, I'm not saying they had corona, but just, they were like, my nose is running. I'm stay home, thank you. Because if you came in here with your nose running, you're not going to get a service.
Yeah.
And I'm always, like I said, I wash everything down between every single client. I use a brand new comb for each client. Next is cake. I'm washing the chairs down. And like I said, I was like that before the coronavirus. That's something we're supposed to do anyway. So.
Yeah. No, that's true. But I bet you'll be doing it more now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing about coronavirus. And somebody just sent me a text, which is, you know, okay, so we know that if you wash things with bleach, it's going to kill it on those surfaces. We know that, you know, if you can wash things with really, really hot water, now you don't want to burn your hands, right? So especially if you're a senior and you have neuropathy, maybe you don't have the full feeling in your hand, you don't want to scald yourself. You want to be careful. But washing with really hot water is helpful, whether it's clothing or dishes. You know, I wash my dishes. I don't have a dishwasher. I wash my dishes by hand, and then I put it in the sink, and I spray it with really hot water. So it's going to be too hot for it to touch my hand, but it'll still touch the dish. Those are things that little extra things we can do to disinfect stuff. You know, and we know those things make a difference.
I agree.
So, yeah.
The lady on earlier that was talking about the mask, I'm not going to let anybody tell me not to wear a mask. The thing is, when you're putting the mask on and taking the mask off, I feel that what I've been doing is taking a tissue to remove the mask, because I wear gloves when I'm in public, you know, if I have to take public transportation. But again, I was like this before the coronavirus because the buses are so nasty. And so I sit on plastic. I've been like this forever. So,
see, Queen, I'm a germaphobe too. The only thing is, I mean, really, I've told this on the air before. When my kid comes in, you know, if he's taking the metro, but even if he's in the car or whatever, take off those clothes and put on clean clothes. I don't want those germs all around my house, on my couch, on the bed where you sit. We just have to, we also can't go to total freak out mode, because the human immune system is a powerful thing, right? Otherwise, we'd all be dead from all the nasty germs everywhere. You open a door handle in a restaurant, you know. So we also have to remember and trust that our immune system fights off a lot of things.
Right.
Even for us germaphobes, if we all lived in a perfect bubble of no germs, we wouldn't have an immune system and we would die the first time we got a germ. So it's finding that balance. I just figure there's so many of them that even if I'm scrubbing everything, you know, disinfecting, and I'm that fool that has got hand sanitizer in a little side pocket of her car and hand sanitizes every time I get in and out the car. But understanding that also germs, we're still going to be exposed to them, and it's part of what makes us stronger. I mean, when it comes to germs, it's true. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I totally agree. I just see nasty things that people do in public, picking their nose, wiping.
Oh, girl, no.
And that you gotta hold on to. Just gross stuff that.
Well, in fact, only 32% of men wash their hands after they go to the bathroom, and they have to grab their stuff to take it. Number one, that right there.
Oh, I've been in a restaurant, a lot of women don't wash their hands either. Because I'm nosy. I'll be like, I heard 10 footsteps and I heard the water turn on once.
Right, and a lot of times it turns on like this quick. Wait a minute, what do you mean wash no hand that quick? It's supposed to be 20 seconds. But the other thing is too, like people bring their phones into the bathroom and they're still talking on the phone while they're in the bathroom. And then they take the phone when they haven't washed their hands yet, or maybe they'll never wash their hands. So don't borrow phones, or if you are going to, you know, if you're going to do anything, you just got to wash your phone. Remember, where did I put that down?
Right.
Yeah, we have to reduce the number of germs. We're never going to completely get rid of them. Otherwise, we wouldn't be living in the world.
Of course, but just usually anything that everyone in the public is using, I just always feel like, ew.
Shopping carts are one of the most, I mean, I've seen the studies. Shopping carts and phones and gas pumps are like the three of the dirtiest things in the universe. A lot of us forget about gas pumps. You pump that gas, you sanitize your hands. Ew. Thank you, Queen. I think you and I could be friends. Let's go to Daryl O'Malley. Daryl, thank you for your patience. Daryl, you with me? Yeah.
Good morning, front page. Yeah, I was calling about price gouging. You know, everybody's looking at the stores and the mom and pop companies and things of that nature, but no one's looking into the laundromat. And I go to the laundromat from time to time, and I went to this laundromat and I brought my detergent out to the machine. It's normally $1. They jumped it up to $2.75.
Wow, that's a huge jump.
That's a jump.
Almost 300%.
Yeah. Now, also, then when I do my extra loads, the large loads, it was $3. It's $6 now.
Right.
I'm like, well, who's
Just
that?
overnight.
Yes, I'm like, wow, I can't believe this.
I wonder, you probably could report that. I mean, I don't know if they would do anything, but we're supposed to be, this is one of the things the city attorney says they're cracking down on is price gouging. And we've seen some cracking down on Amazon, but it's still price gouging. I was on Amazon the other day looking around, and anything that has to do with sanitizer or anything that has to do with anything about hygiene is super expensive right now.
Right. I'm like, wow, this is totally unbelievable. Also, I want to bring up for us I gotta go to the doctor and everything, And now I believe you say they already sanitized the physicians and all that stuff in the hospitals and everything. And I was wondering, they have to circulate too. They are on planet
Yeah,
Earth.
they do sanitize, but it's not perfect, Daryl, because a lot of healthcare workers are getting it. So the protocols right now are very specific. If you have to go to the doctor for something and it's not an emergency, you might postpone it. If you have to go to the hospital and your personal doctor can handle it, you might want to do that just because there are fewer people, right? But
Right.
if you think that you're really sick and you think you might have coronavirus, you have to call ahead because they have protocols. They have to hazmat up and be ready to receive you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you think you're sick with a flu-like kind of thing, and it could be corona or the Rona, as they call it, you have to call ahead to the hospital before you go. If you've broken a leg or you have a regular emergency, then just go to the regular emergency and act like you normally would. But if it's something, you think it's corona, you have to call ahead. And if it's something non-essential, something like your regular checkup or whatever, they say probably put that off at least,
Oh yeah, quite nice.
Yeah.
Okay, but last but least, last but least is it's about the restaurant closing and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, now they say you can pick up the orders or whatever.
Yes, take out online, yes.
Okay, now, but who says that the people who prepare the food or whatever are straight?
No guarantees. All of them could be sick. Yep. If you are, and thank you, by the way, Daryl, great point. If you are really, really concerned, right, about your health, in other words, you're over 65 or you're health compromised, I was just talking to a girlfriend of mine who is in her 70s, who hates to cook, and her husband takes her out to eat every single day. She says, I have a new hobby, cooking. Because, yeah, the only way to be 100% safe, and it's even then it's not 100%, but 98% safe, is to cook your own food, which is better for us anyway, because we're going to have less fat, less salt, less other kinds of additives. Coach E always tells us cook our own food. Well, now COVID-19 is telling you to cook your own food. It is safer. Now, if you think about a restaurant like, some of the restaurants where they've got more people cooking and the food is out, like I don't know, a Chipotle or those pizza places where you can pick your own topping, that may have more germs because you've more people preparing that food. It's risky, and the best way to do that, boost your immune system. If you're drinking lots of water, getting your sleep, meditating, or doing some other kind of stress management, Tai Chi, yoga, whatever it might be, and, eating a healthy diet, rich in fruits and vegetables, chances are you're going to be fine. But yeah, eating out is a risk, and it's less of a risk if you take it to go because you're not sitting with other people. But the ideal scenario right now would be cooking at home. It's cheaper anyway. 520-KJLH, 520-5554. We are here until 6 o'clock when Steve Harvey takes the mic. Oh my gosh, breaking news from the LA Unified School District, something that you will need to know if you have a child, know a child, or know a person that has a child. All that is coming up. The front page, Radio Free 102.3 KJLH and KJLHradio.com.
It's time to get up. It's the front page. Front page. Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Broadcasting live from the KJLH 1-800 The Lawton Studios. If you're injured in an accident, get the power of our attorneys today. 1-800-843-5292.
Hey, my name is Mel, and I'm a mechanic at Lex Service, and we specialize in maintaining and repairing Japanese cars like Lexus, Toyota, Honda, and more. What I can tell you for sure that if you own a Japanese car, you are driving the best in terms of vehicle performance. It's important that owners do their part in maintaining their vehicles. In order to extend the life of your car, you'll need more than just gas and an oil change to keep your car running. Oil is the lifeblood of your car's engine, and this means if you ever see the check engine oil light on, you should probably call us immediately. We have a great team of mechanics here at Lex Service, and we always explain the repairs that are needed, and we definitely are more cost effective than taking your car to the dealership. Just give us a call, and we'll put you on the right track to extend the life of your car. Our number is 562-206-1522. That's 562-206-1522. Really, just call us at Lex Service, 562-206-1522.
Did you know that cars and trucks are the largest source of pollution in LA County? Exposure to elevated levels of vehicle pollution can contribute to asthma, heart disease, and other health problems. You can help make a difference. Improve public health and the environment by ride sharing. Ride sharing is using any form of transportation other than driving alone. This includes walking, bicycling, public transit, light rail, carpools, and van pools. Ride sharing saves money, saves time, and ride sharing saves lives.
Rideshare, because we care. For more information, visit rideshare.lacounty.gov. That's rideshare.lacounty.gov.
Family-owned Carson Toyota Spring Sales event is on. Now shop over 8 acres of inventory all in one location. And you can leave your wallet at home because Carson Toyota is home of zero money down. Or you can lease a new 2020 Camry LE for only $199 plus tax per month for 36 months. That's less than $7 a day. Or when you purchase a new 2020 Camry LE, you can get low 1.9% financing for up to 60 months. It's your choice. Carson Toyota is the right choice for customer service, too. As a 12-time President's Award winner, they know how to give you and your family the right Toyota at the right price. Come in today and get incredible spring savings all month long. Shop online at carsontoyota.com or in person at the dealership, just off the 405 freeway at the Wilmington Avenue exit. Don't miss family-owned Carson Toyota Spring Sales event going on now. Call
877-695-0123 for details.
Since each case varies, it is not a guarantee. Message is sponsored by Danesh. If you've been injured in an accident or at work, the first thing you should do is call the right attorney, especially if your accident involved a semi-truck, an Uber service, or any other commercial vehicle. When dealing with large commercial vehicle companies, you need an attorney that understands much more than just getting you a settlement. Our attorneys will confidentially protect you. Call, click, or text 1-800-THE-LAW 2.
If you're rolling and you gotta get hit from behind, call 1-800-THE-LAW 2. If you're out for a stroll, your car loses control, call the attorneys that can get you that dough. You want to be protected in any situation. Lawyers are standing by with no hesitation. It could be something small like a slip or a fall. Someone sideswipes you parking at the mall. Time to take legal action. So what you gonna do? Call 1-800-THE-LAW 2. Call 1-800-THE-LAW 2. Call 1-800-THE-LAW 2.
And now, headlines for higher minds. A front page news brief with Dominique DiPrima.
It's the 17th of March, 2020, Jumbo. That means hello and happy St. Patrick's Day, if you are celebrating that. The Trump administration is asking Congress to approve a massive economic stimulus package of around $850 billion to staunch the economic freefall caused by the coronavirus. Four officials familiar with the planning said that Tuesday. The Washington Post reports Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin will present details to Senate Republicans later today. The package would be mostly devoted to flooding the economy with cash through a payroll tax cut or other mechanisms, with some $50 billion directed specifically to helping the airline industry. The official spoke on condition of anonymity. Two emergency room doctors now are in critical condition after testing positive for the coronavirus. Two African-American doctors, Dr. James Pruden from Patterson, New Jersey, he's 70 years old and currently in isolation after contracting the virus. And this is reported in thegrio.com. Dr. Angela Fusaro, an ER doctor in Atlanta, also in emergency, in high risk, she is in the ER under critical condition there. A federal judge blocking a new Trump administration rule on Friday that would have kicked at least 700,000 people off of food stamps in the next month. She cited the coronavirus pandemic as part of the reason for her ruling, despite indications that the outbreak of the novel coronavirus is slowing the global economy and has already resulted in job losses. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue had declined to delay the implementation of that rule, which would have tightened work requirements and kicked people off of SNAP, but a federal judge shut that down, saying she will not approve that restriction going forward. It is 5:44 in the morning. In Ohio, Governor Mike DeWine said late Monday the state's health department will order all polling places not to open for Tuesday's primaries. So the Ohio elections have been canceled. They are seeking to protect voters and poll workers from the coronavirus outbreak. And here in Los Angeles, breaking news, the Los Angeles school officials have halted a plan to open 40 family resource centers due to increasing concerns over the spread of the coronavirus. The 40 planned centers were intended as a service point and refuge for students and families in need of food, childcare, counseling, and education materials, but instead 60 grab-and-go food centers will be available for school families. They'll be able to get breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or all three. But as of right now, those family service centers will not happen. That's in the Los Angeles Times. The risk was deemed too high. I'm Dominique DiPrima. We're looking at a chilly day today, guys. Highs in the upper 50s. And right now, 50 degrees in the city of Compton. I'm Dominique DiPrima for Radio Free 102.3 KJLH and KJLHradio.com. Joining us now, the Congresswoman from the 43rd District of California, seen as one of the most powerful women in America. She represents big parts of South LA, including Westchester, Playa del Rey, and Watts. unincorporated areas, including Lenox, West Athens, West Carson. And Gardena and Hawthorne, you know her, our Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing on all of our important issues. But right now, we're in a crisis, and I just listened to part of your broadcast, and thank you so much for the update.
Well, thank you for checking in with us. It's so important to be able to hear from our leaders. I know you're super busy right now, but people are, as you know, people are really freaking out. And before I forget, I have to ask you, there's text going around and there's a lot of social media going around saying we will be under martial law and we will have a national federal shutdown. The military will come in and close roads. Do you foresee that happening, Congresswoman Waters?
Not quite. But what I do see happening is a continued effort to get people off the street, keep people out of restaurants, out of bars, and congregating in any large numbers at all. That's extraordinarily important. And so I don't want people to be frightened, make it sound like there's some military takeover. There is a curfew that I think has been announced in like San Francisco, encouraging people to be off the street by a certain time. But people have to understand this is serious. And I know that it is being reported that there's some people who are frequenting the bars, that they're partying, that they're in gatherings, and they don't quite get it yet. Not to be frightened, but this virus is extraordinarily, one that you can contact easily by being touched, by touching certain surfaces, et cetera, et cetera. So we want people to do the very basic things. First of all, don't go out if you don't have to. And certainly don't go into gatherings and don't go into bars and restaurants unless you just have to. Bring your hands open, cover your coughs and sneezes, avoid close contact, clean and disinfect. I carry with me a container with Clorox wipes on them. I had to come on the airplane from Washington here. I wiped down that seat, I wiped down the arms, and I'm doing everything that I can to take care of business by telephone. And that's what I want everybody to do.
Well, yesterday we heard that the World Health Organization is saying now that this coronavirus can survive in the air, and they are considering airborne precautions. And so we've been having a whole, back and forth on the show today about whether or not everybody should be wearing a mask, because people seem to feel some comfort from wearing those masks.
I know, and there's been a little bit of controversy about that, where some health organizations have been saying that they're not absolutely necessary. But I think people should, if they're going to put on masks, put it on. They have to know that, taking it on and off sometimes does not give them the protection that they need, because I think it is airborne and that it can be contacted at any time. But I certainly would not discourage people from taking a full-on mask.
Now, Congresswoman Waters, a lot of people do feel they're saying, oh, this is a biological warfare. It's, it was created in a lab. This is some kind of attack. And my position has been that I don't know, but what we have to do is be safe. And that wouldn't necessarily change our response to it. I'm sure you've heard this before. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I already have friends who I know, and I've been talking to on the telephone, who have contacted the virus. And so I don't think we should be talking about a conspiracy or plot right now. I think we should be doing everything that we can to save our lives. And so all of the information that we're getting about possible ways